Hey everyone, welcome to the Powersports Talk Podcast, brought to you by Motovan. I'm your host, Eric Menard. Each episode we bring you stories, insights, and conversation from across the powersports industry, from the people who live it to the brands that drive it. Hey everyone, welcome to the Motovan podcast. Today we have a special guest. We have Ryan DeNotto from EVS. Hi Ryan.
Hey Eric, how are you?
Welcome to. I'm great. I love to talk about new products and go deeper into a relationship with manufacturers, between Motovan and manufacturers, and go deeper into the gear that we use every day for power sports. So I'm a motorcycle guy mainly, so I've known EVS for a long time. I think they really started with motorcycling in mind, because they were riders, like motocross riders, that started EVS. Is that right?
Kind of. So the history behind EVS was, we've been around for 41 years now, right? So the history of EVS was, they wanted to make an off-the-shelf knee brace where action sport athletes, not necessarily motocross or motorcycling, where action sports athletes could get protection without going to the doctor and getting prescribed knee brace, right? Back in 1985, that wasn't really a thing, that you could go to a Ford dealership and get knee braces. So they created something that worked really, really well for action sports. And again, this was skiing, this was kite surfing, wakeboarding, a lot of different avenues that was utilized, and then it really kind of
kite surfing.
Yeah, right, for real. And it really kind of took off in motocross as a need in that space at that time. So the current owner purchased the company a few years later after that, and kind of built it to where we are today. So it was always action sports in mind, and it kind of just snowballed into this motocross. We still lead into all other action sports currently, but we're definitely motocross at heart.
And motocross has a lot of viewers also in the US, so I guess you get a lot of exposure for those knee braces and all the equipment for motocross, but it extends to power sports in general.
Absolutely. Yep. All disciplines of any kind of riding, right? Mountain bike, BMX, one wheels, two wheels, four wheels, all the wheels, So yeah, we've really transitioned our product placement to fill the need of any rider in any discipline and in any situation. And that's kind of what sets us apart from a lot of different companies is our mindset is we want to have a piece of protection for every rider at every level, whether you're a peewee riding a 50, whether you're the little guy the first time on a bike, whether you're that top pro on the line, and everybody in between, weekend warriors, your BMX kid, your mountain bike guy, your UTVs, your ATVs, your e-bikes, every single discipline and every level, we have a piece of protection for those guys at price points that go from low, right? So that's kind of where we've put ourselves in the marketplace of how we want to be viewed as. We have a piece of protection for every discipline and every riding level.
And every part of the body.
Every part of the body, yeah, right? We don't do boots. So
boots and helmet you used to do, I think, or
we used to do helmets. We kind of got out of the helmet space. So we will probably entertain a few years down the road, but we kind of got it was kind of muddy and congested space. So we kind of left the helmet game. You might see us back there soon. But yes, starting after the helmet, we make goggles, make neck protection, chest protection, shoulder protection, elbow protection, obviously knee braces, knee protection, under gear, wrist support, ankle support. So yeah, pretty much everything else between the feet, except for the feet and the head.
Jesus, that's a lot of stuff. How do you manage that? How many employees do you have at EVS?
For strict EVS, we're umbrellaed under a parent company called Fairway Import Export that we have a couple sister companies, but for the solely EVS, we only probably have about 10 dedicated EVS employees. That's all we do is EVS Sports.
Okay, but for development, you make some outsourcing. How do you develop the?
No, we develop everything in house. We have a development team of designers and engineers that that are enthusiasts, right? All of our developers and all of our designers that are out in California all ride, which is great. It's not a prerequisite, but it's a very good thing to have on the team. If somebody's who develops it and design can then go test it and try it themselves, they know what to do to fix things, right?
So do you hire only bad riders so they crash a lot?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no good riders on the development team. No, right. No, so that's a definite benefit to have on our team with our cast of development guys is having people who do ride or who ride, so they can do a quick test develop or know the industry needs, right? Me on the sales side, I can tell them the gaps and holes of what segments are doing well or selling well and what's not selling too well, right? But for somebody who's actually in it and rides it and uses products and things like that on the daily with a core group of friends who rides and can get that communication from people and say, hey, this product's great. Hey, that product's so good. It's great to have that feedback on the design and development side.
The thing I saw in my own experience of 40 plus years of riding is the comfort level of the protection has changed a lot. It used to be like you would practically hurt yourself putting the knee braces or the shoulder pads and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's so comfortable. It really evolved a lot.
We saw probably that switch. I mean, it was, I want to say 8 years ago. I've been with EVS for 11 years now. So we probably started seeing that switch about 10 years ago. Our development guys and teams saw that trend of that baggy look, that baggy feel, that big bulky chest protector, the big heavy armor. Yeah, that's going away. Nobody wants to be Batman anymore on the bike anyway. I want to be Batman on the weekends. But like everything slimlined, everything was going to compression fit, everything was tight, right? So as the gear got tighter, the protection needed to be tighter. No more big, bulky, heavy plastic chest protection. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the knee, same with the elbow, right? So, everything needed to be form-fitting. Everything needed to be slimline. And how do you do that and maximize the protection? There's a safe space in big, bulky plastic, right? Yeah. It's been ingrained in our brains for years. Bigger, more better. Protection, right? You look like a football player. Nothing can hurt you. So that's when you start entertaining new composites, new materials. And, we've done a really great job at testing new materials to help us slimline all of our products down to make it feel like you're not wearing anything anymore, like it's a part of your body. Because again, the thing we talk about all the time in development and engineering, if you notice you're wearing something, that second that you look down, that you feel something weird on your knee or a twinge in your chest protector, that's a wrap.
You're distracted.
Can't have it. Yep. That's all it takes is one of these or one of those, or you're not paying attention on what's in front of you. So, that's a big component in our design and development is to make protection as protective as possible to make sure and feel like you're not wearing any of it. And you'll see that in our new line of products of our new development partners that we're working with. It's been pretty fun.
Oh, interesting. So you have a lot of feedback from your own employees that ride. Obviously, some of the pros riders that you sponsor will give you feedback. But how much has the dual purpose segment rise in the last 10 years has influenced your new products?
A lot. And we have a great support system with amateur riders with their families as well, and that once we develop a product, we get samples and we get these on as many people as humanly possible at every level. Again, we want these tested on the kids, we want these tested on the weekend warriors, we want these tested on the pros, and I want all that feedback and all that data to kind of dissect and see where it fits, because a pro guy may not have an issue with anything, everything fits perfect, it's great. Your level person might say, well, this pinches here and I don't like the way this touches the bike there. So there's a lot of interesting levels when you're dealing with products at different levels of riders. And we have to take all that into consideration and make the best fitting product that's going to, basically, because you can't make everybody happy, right? But we need to make the masses happy. So that's kind of mindset with that, is get it out to as many people that can try it and test it and wear it at all levels of age and disciplines, and get that feedback and data, and then go from there.
We've seen a lot of improvement or change in the color schemes on the products. It used to be like knee braces and protection, they're black. There's the logo, that's it. Nowadays, you see colors, and how much and what are the trends, and how do you as a sales manager, tell your development team, we need more orange, or we need more blue, or whatever. How does that change the sales?
Well, it's funny with EVS, as one of our key selling points with EVS is we're a neutral brand, right? We don't make gear. We make protection. That's it, right? So almost 100% of our products are under the jersey and under the pant. You don't see them. So in essence, we could get away with, let's just make it black. Let's just make it boring. That's not fun. People don't like that, right? So we want to have fun with colors and make it look, kind of fashionable and trendy and hit. High vis was a big thing, in the early 2000s that we went heavy in, and we weeded our way out of that. We're kind of going back to the black and white Stormtrooper color scheme for our current products. But, purple's a big color right now. You see a lot of our stuff in purple. We work with, Axel Hodges, Travis Pastrana, and those guys influence a lot of our design in their signature products. So, Axel's on the side of like kind of wild, fun and young and different, and we kind of lean into him on that way. Travis is a little bit more old school and kind of in that aspect. So we kind of lean in it that way. So we have two, of our two-headed monster of Travis and Axel, we kind of, play the trends off of both of them. And then, we look to see, what color palettes are popular. And that's a crazy game, right? Like back in the helmet, when we were in the helmet game, you better nail your color schemes because it's very trendy year in and year out, right? So
you don't always do matte black
of helmets. That's it. Yeah. Why is yellow popular? You know what I mean? So it's, I don't envy gear companies for that, because it's, let's throw something at a wall and okay, chartreuse is popular this year. I don't know why, but we're going to roll with that, So yeah, it's definitely a hit or miss on that stuff. But for the most part, our protection color scheme will be black. We will have fun with like our socks, our brace sleeve socks, our Fusion sock line that we just came out with a new line that we have some 3 bold colorways of, just to make it fun, make it unique, make it exciting, make it kind of feel like your own choice. And our knee guards as well, with the Pastranas and the Flaco 96 pads, they're going to be kind of bold and fun and wild colorways, just to give some identity to it.
It's really competitive, that market. How do you other than colors and color schemes, how do you differentiate yourselves from other manufacturers of any kind of protection for riding outdoors?
So again, it's all the development process. It's the materials we're using that sets us aside from kind of all of our competitors, right? The TP199, which is our flagship product, our knee guard, the number 1 selling knee guard in all of motocross, voted, best knee guard to wear, I don't know, I think 11 years in a row by Racer X, 10 years in a row by Vital. So that's just not me saying it, right? There's hardware to prove all that stuff. The concept behind that, what we did with that knee guard, it's really brilliant, and we encapsulated the knee protection with an inner knee sleeve to give you the stability that you need while riding. It could kind of feel like a knee brace. You have stability inside there with an inner knee sleeve. Wrapped it with some protective reactive memory foam, biofoam, and other lightweight breathable materials, and just really package that thing together really properly. And there's nothing like it on the market. There still isn't anything like it on the market. Between the TP199 and the Flaco 96 knee guard, those 2 proprietary EVS Sports knee guards pretty much hold the weight of all knee guards in the motocross industry as the number 1 and 2 seller. And it's years of data research on what end users really want, what they need, and how they feel. They just don't want a plastic knee guard going over their knee anymore. They want it to bend and move and flex with you, but feel like it's giving you some support. And that's what, those products are doing. And that's where it kind of sets us apart from other companies right now.
Does that allow you to have a higher price point, or it's still very competitive and the price is usually the thing that will seal the deal? Or when you add quality and also those 11 years of, getting prices for your products, does that help you? Or
no, it's not. It's definitely not a price thing. There's definitely lesser selling products in that space that are more expensive, right? Mm-hmm. We want to be competitive priced. We don't want to price gouge. We don't want to, just because we make the best selling knee guards on the market doesn't mean it needs to be the highest priced knee guards on the market, right? And we feel that way about all of our products. We want to be competitively priced. We don't price anybody out of any situation, of any rider. Just because it's the best protection doesn't mean you have to be extremely wealthy or the best rider to wear it. That kind of goes with my adage that I said prior, like we make products for every level of every rider, and we want everyone to feel the same. So, we don't price gouge. We want to make sure our products are priced within industry standards, not above, not below what the fair market value is for the products.
Okay. We've seen more and more, as in MotoGP and other power sports, airbags. So, what's your take on airbags in terms of protection?
It's very cool. It's very cool technology. The data is insane, right? The data protection that Alpine Stars has with it is outstanding. We're not into it yet. It's a space where we've looked at, and we saw what was happening in the market space with a couple other, outside of Alpine Stars, a couple other companies that are doing it. And it's just not our space right now. So we'll continue to just kind of like live next to it and let them that space and own that space currently. It's great technology. It's very cool. But for us, it's not in our wheelhouse quite yet.
So what would be because we've seen the materials getting smaller, more effective, more shock absorbent. So other than airbags, how can you bring innovation in the sport? So is it in its adult stage, or there's still some things that might happen that we
there's things that are always evolving and getting better and growing. We have a new protection partner that we partnered with for 2026 called ReZero, and ReZero is a great not new in the motocross space. They've been around in different levels of mountain bike and off-road and in the European markets for a long time, but they haven't had a real partner in motocross, and they partnered with us going into this year. With that, you'll see their protection in our chest protectors and a shoulder brace this year. And then going forward, we're kind of utilize them in future projects. What's cool about that technology is I have a piece of it here actually. It's purple, which is cool. Okay. It's kind of different than like D3O. Everyone's familiar with D3O, right? Yeah. Soft to the touch, right? And then hardens up on your impact, right? This is a different chemical balance. This is called shear thinning. So what this is, it makes it crazy thin, right? Extremely breathable. And what this is it's kind of hard, right? It's hard. And it softens up on impact. All the negative energy gets eaten up by the air, and then it softens up on the impact, and it keeps protected. With that shear thinning, it makes this product extremely lightweight and extremely breathable. So this will be in our chest protection for the youth, for the adults. It'll be in a shoulder protector as well. And then you'll see it in more future products coming down the road. But we're really excited about our partnership with ReZero. So that's kind of our new wave of technology, of integrating the ReZero protection into our chest protection to keep it extremely lightweight. I can't tell you how lightweight it is. It's, again, I don't want to say it's the lightest chest protector on the market because I don't necessarily know, but it's in the conversation. Right?
It's really light.
Yeah, it's really light, which is going to be great. It's going to be great during the summertime. It's going to be great all riding season. And we've had this thing tested for 2 years now. It'll come to market, I hope, at the end of June. And we're very, very excited about it.
Will we see it in Canada in 26 or 27?
You'll see it in Canada in 26.
26. Through
Motovan. Motovan will be carrying the EVS ReZero line in 2026.
Speaking of Motovan, speaking of which, what are you guys looking for in a distributor for a big country like Canada?
So my relationship with Motovan has been awesome. Like I said, I've been with EVS for 11 years, and I've worked closely with Motovan the entire time I've been here. Their purchasing team, their marketing team, their sales reps are all outstanding. It's passion, it's commitment, it's sharing the same ideologies and ideas of what we really do, and everybody, top level all the way down, is really, really fun, easy to work with, and that's all we can ask for. And it's what we do with Motovan, you put a lot of trust, right? We put a lot of trust in them. We're not up there. So, I'm putting a lot of trust in Motovan to say, hey, you're our exclusive EVS dealer in Canada. Run with it, right? And they've done an outstanding job. They've done a really great job distributing, telling the story of EVS alongside with us in the Canadian market. And we're really, really happy with it.
And in the US and in Canada, how do you see the influencers that came into the market a couple of years back with social medias? Are you using them or not, or are they just asking for stuff and you're not getting a real payback?
Yeah, no, influencers are definitely still a thing, right? And it's a necessary evil for not just the sport, but literally any product nowadays, right? It's about getting the message across. It's about getting eyes on the products, right? We can do that with our athletes. We can do that with, the people we sponsor on the amateur level, on the pro level, But again, those are really small niche areas of eye sets, right? Targeted, but the mass where our products aren't necessarily utilized for just cross. Our products can be used on medical field, for our shoulder braces, again, BMX, mountain bike, different disciplines. That's not just motocross. We need a bigger, broader audience, and that's where your influencers come into play, where they're casting that net across so many more levels of eyes, and it still helps. And yeah, we still use influencers all the time.
Do you still use also like big agencies for that do product placement and buy ads on TV and stuff like that, or
that we really don't do. We did that long time ago, but we really haven't done any of that kind of marketing in a really long time. It's just too expensive now.
It is exactly.
And to be honest, the juice isn't worth the squeeze with that stuff anymore. It just isn't. I could take a half and pay an influencer, to do a 30-second ad on Instagram. It's gonna result in more eyes and more clicks of the product than it would be to have, a banner ad at a Supercross race or anything like that.
It's more localized views when you're at the races. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it for us today. Very nice talking to you today and learning more about EVS and your relationship with Motovan also. I hope the weather improves in Wisconsin, as I hope it will improve in Montreal. We're kind of in the same boat, Wisconsin and Quebec. But very nice talking to you, and I wish you great success in the future, which will probably come because you're doing business with Motovan, so it helps.
Yep. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate the time. And yeah, Motovan's been awesome. And yeah, look forward to maybe talking to you again.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.